Now for our feature story of the day, Bitcoin to skyrocket to 600,000 per coin as the S&P 500 crashes 50%. According to this analyst. So let's break it down. The analyst of the day is Fred Krueger. Nightmares on Elm Street. It's like nightmares on Fiat Street, more like it. As Bitcoin continues to flirt with the all-time high. Currently in price discovery, fam, we did tap roughly 110,000 here today. And yeah, us skyrocketing to 600,000 is virtually a 6x from the current price action. And imagine that within 90 days. That's the kicker. While the S&P 500 collapses by 50%. That's right. Prominent market commentator Fred Krueger detailed his prediction in a 10-part thread yesterday, painting the hyper-bullish picture for the biddy, powered by monetary instability, institutional biddy adoption, and a full-scale flight from traditional markets. That's right. Fred Krueger is basing his thesis on the catastrophic breakdown in the U.S. financial stability, beginning with the failed $200 billion Treasury auction in late July 2025. And according to his projection, weak demand for the U.S. debt will potentially force the Fed into emergency intervention, sparking a crisis of confidence in the U.S. dollar. Now, within weeks, the BRICS nations, led by economic heavyweights China and Russia, will announce a goal-back global payment system, speeding up the decline of the U.S. dollar dominance and pushing the pretty little bitty to 180 G's, baby. And then by August, the investor claims the situation will escalate dramatically, while the major U.S. pension funds possibly halting redemptions will force the Fed to impose the yield cap control that should cap the Treasury rates at 6.5%, while the dollar goes into a free-for-all. Meanwhile, countries such as Nigeria, Turkey, Venezuela will ostensibly start shifting foreign reserves into the pretty little bitty, going up forever lower, pushing the price to 265,000, with gold potentially rallying to 6,700 per ounce, and the Peter Schiffmeister's doing backflips again in his living room. The most explosive phase in the 600,000 timeline doesn't arrive till September, when Krueger predicts several U.S. tech titans, including Apple, Tesla, Google, reveal huge Bitcoin holdings, with the iPhone maker allegedly accumulating as much as 200,000 of the biddy since April. At this juncture, he postulates that the crypto price will have reached 460,000 per pretty little biddy. Additionally, the expert speculates the IMF will make a historic move, announcing a new global reserve basket with Bitcoin making up half of it, gold covering 30%, and the remaining 20% taken up by the other assets. And by early October, that's right, Krueger, and that's a special 10 right there for Chandy. Krueger claims the U.S. government will be forced to convene an emergency new Bretton Woods summit, where it will restructure the dollar to be partially backed by the biddy and gold, and it is in this macro maelstrom that he sees the king. Crypto, of course, biddy hitting 600,000, no diddy, gold reaching 10,000, and the S&P losing half of the value. And while Krueger's roadmap reaps like financial fiction, Bitcoin has shown some of the resilience and bullish momentum he is basing his prediction on. For instance, for Christ's sake, Bitcoin's up roughly 30% over the past 30 days, hit new all-time high. Today, anything's possible. Bitcoin has no top. Fiat has no bottom. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. 600,000 within the next 90 days. Yay, nay, summertime with the biddy. Let me know. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Make some noise. We're about to flip this mofo into a pump watch, jamming out to the Chandy Jams. Summoning the Bitcoin Rooster Dragon. 222,000 in play, Mr. Facts.
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. You still on fiat? Man, that's tragic. Biddy got me moonwalking.
That's magic.
Prince of popping blocks, thrown on chain. Biddy moon stepping in the Hall of Fame. Where your savings at? On a chain, bro. That's why I strut like I own the rainbow.
Drippy with a cold wallet. Witnessing with action. Biddy, don't stall it. Biddy fashion, full stack polish. Stacking up proof, not empty wallets. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger.
Chandy messaged me, a guy on the Simply Bitcoin pod as a guest, stressed me out saying it's going to 220 in August and we can see a 50% dip. What are they talking about? That is possible. Previous cycles, we have corrected like 80%. So a 50% correction is very logical. So if we only hit 220,000, we could drop back down to 110, sexy bitty blackjack. Bitcoin's a very volatile asset. It's not a bad thing because over time it continues to go up and adding a zero every 4 years. But that's one scenario. There's no guarantee that will happen. We could hit 220 and just continue ripping 3, 4, 5, 600,000, then have a correction, or we can jump up to 200,000, have a big correction, and then work our way right back like it ain't no thing. So you got to keep that in mind. 50% correction is normal during the bear winter, but right now we're in the bull. So we're focused on the bull.